problem solving. How can we solve this? I know you have a whole chapter in the book.
Yeah.
But not all of the viewers gonna read the book. Let's get to the problem solving. How can we solve problem with fatherlessness, human trafficking, and of course, sex, minors, adults, and etc.
Well, I don't know if we said this or not, but we created a little website around this book called fightforme.net, and that's where you can buy the book. But there's also other resources there. There's biographies of the contributors, and there's just more information to get part of the conversation. There's an email that goes out once in a while from that account. So I'd invite everybody to go to fightforme.net, get the book, but then also just step into this, lean into it all, learn more, and you'll find a way for you to get yourself to get involved. Like you said, there's a bunch of information in the book. The short answer to how do we solve trafficking, which we've been saying it probably a number of different times already. Good, strong men becoming more aware, understanding what it is and what it isn't, get it. So get educated, read the book, go on the website, watch some videos, go to savinginnocence.org, organization I work for. There's videos there that will help fill in some of the blanks. And then look for a place for you to serve in the way that you already are. Like I tell men all the time, you don't have to go back to school for 4 years and learn something new necessarily. Get a little more educated, read a book or two, but something that you're already doing. Like, for example, you have this podcast. You didn't start this podcast so that you could talk about human trafficking. You have the podcast. You already have the equipment. There's some lights and cameras and things, and you're inviting me to come in and talk about it. Great. You're already using what you already do, your skills and your abilities. You're already using it for good. So I would challenge men to find out what they do. Some men are graphic designers, and you can help an organization create their new flyer that they need for anti-trafficking. Some men are skilled at making videos. They're in the motion picture industry or the entertainment industry. Use some of your gifts and talents. Make a video. Make a great, compelling video that gets shown online about anti-trafficking stuff after you learn a little bit. Find out what you can do and then do it. That's what we need, and we need it all. Now, in the process, there's kind of the macro and the micro, and I do go through that in the book. Kind of that bigger picture macro is, let's look at laws. Let's create laws. Let's allocate more funding towards anti-trafficking work from a federal level. Let's vote people into office that understand this, that back up what we're doing because we need their support. Let's do all those things. There's a bunch of them in the book. And then the micro, and this is the part we've talked about. Look in the mirror. The chapter talks about looking in the mirror. We have to make sure our life, before we do anything outward, we have to make sure that our life is synced up with an anti-exploitive culture. We have to live in such a way, spend our money in such a way, lead our family in such a way that is in line with a non-exploitive culture. We're not going to patronize music and entertainment and movies and places that are in the business of exploiting other vulnerable people. And we're going to lead our family that way. So we're going to look in the mirror. We're going to make sure our life is in order. Like, we can't be looking at porn, because that's an exploitive behavior. We've already talked about that. You can't be going to the strip club, guys, because that's an exploitive behavior. You can't definitely be looking up and buying sex from somebody out there, but then it's bigger than that. So now how are we going to do that? We're going to get involved with our family, with our community. We're going to lead our little boys and our little girls. That's the long route. Our little boys and our little girls. Our girls are not going to be victims. They're going to be strong, confident, and aware. Our little boys are not going to be buyers and traffickers. They're going to be strong, confident, and aware. They're going to understand the value of humanity. They're going to understand the value of women and sex. It's something that should be celebrated, and we're not going to let the normalization of abuse creep into our home. No, that's not normal. Sit on the couch and watch TV with your kids. Don't use TV as a babysitter all the time. Sit with them. Interpret the world that's coming to them on a daily basis, on a moment. If they're old enough to have a phone, look at that stuff. What are they looking at? What are the websites? What are the apps? We need dads and moms, but we need dads to engage in this world that's happening, because it's happening in a painful way, and it's luring our next generation down that path in a real practical, tangible way. Guys, get on your website, search human trafficking agency near me, wherever city you are in, and probably one or two will pop up, people that are in the work. Go to their website, find out how many staff they have. Go to the store and buy a Starbucks gift card for everybody that's in that work and in your city. Send them a gift card write a little note cheering you on. Thanks for all your work. Shows up in the envelope. They don't know who you are. And suddenly there are 10 staff that are there slugging it out 24 hours a day. They're going to be, wow, someone sees us. Like everybody that just heard me say that can do that. You can do that and to be part of the solution. See yourself as part of the solution. We're not a passive bystander. Get off the couch. Get in the game. Do something. And we can see human trafficking come to an end. It's a big task. That's why we need every man to be involved.
And some of the things that you've mentioned, Alan, are not that hard to do. For instance, it's not that hard not to listen to the rap music. 99% of the rap music is shit.
Yeah.
Lyrics are bad. It's not that hard to stop listening to that music.
Yeah.
It's not that hard to teach your kids to the real music, right? So Whitney Houston, the classic music, so the Prince, Michael Jackson, everything else. That was music. Celine Dion, that's music. Andrea Bocelli, that's music. Not that rap, mumble rap. That's not music. That's not art.